Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Menelik and I'm the Imbalance trader. Today, in this video, this is a weekly analysis, weekly market breakdown. I do those analysis every Sunday. Every Sunday, I do the analysis for the week ahead, which I break down my biases going into the week, what I think about the market, where we are, and what I think the market is likely to go. Before you look into the future, you have to look back into the past, right? So I want to take you guys into this week to see what has unfolded this week, and how we managed the week and what were the things that we're expecting before we go through this week. And then from there, we're gonna go into the analysis for next week, and hopefully you find some value, hopefully it helps you. So we're just gonna go back real quick to September 25th of September, which I think is I'm getting old, man. I don't even know the date anymore. So the 25th, it's a Monday. It's a Monday where I posted in the group chat and I was talking about Nasdaq. I did an analysis prior to that where I was expecting some kind of like rate of the buy side when it comes to Nasdaq. After doing analysis and the thing that I've seen early Monday morning and what has happened. So I was, I posted this in the group, which that was a lower time frame analysis on 15 minutes, which I said that this time frame just make the analysis much clearer, presenting how price is utilizing this higher time frame level. So it opened on Sunday, traded up into the daily volume balance, which was this level, the 14.94 and 14.930, which has been a strong level of resistance in the last few days, then traded through and back into the new week opening gap. So we have the new week opening gap down here, which was between 14.854 and 14.849. So we trade into the daily volume balance, trade back lower into the new week opening gap, in the new week opening gap, which it made me think, right? Below there was below the lows that it has formed so far is a monthly sell side liquidity, which kind of like was my objective for the week, because I was mainly bearish on index future, for a month. I've been posting a video about it. Don't take my word on it. You can go back, look at all of those weekly analysis. I've been pointing to sell side on index future, for about a month or two. So and then we'll just reach those levels. But what is interesting is the fact that it didn't trade below the monthly sell side, and the aggressivity of the week opening. It opens and traded much lower in the week than I expected. Ideally, I wanted to see kind of like some kind of like a retracement higher before we sell. I wanted to sell at a level of a premium, but you take what the market gives you. And I did not trade those setups or those run below, because they weren't my setups. They weren't what I was expecting. They weren't part of the strategies that I used to take trade anyway. So I wouldn't gonna be in. So, with this low created early in the week, it has rated the two previous days low, and we have a buy side residing above that hasn't been rated yet, plus level of inefficiency such as 4-hour fair value gap, Friday's opening range gap, and then the consequent encroachment of the monthly fair value gap. If through the week Nasdaq shift structure above Friday's consequent encroachment, which I pointed it it was around this high. So if it traded back above this high around the same level, which is around the same level as a high resistance daily volume balance, which is this level. So if it shift structure higher with displacement, I will target the buy side above 15.027.25. That was an expectation that I made, way before Friday. And just look at how the week unfolded on Friday. So this is kind of like how I was looking at Nasdaq, my prediction of Nasdaq going into Where's Nasdaq? So going into the kind of like that early Monday, I was looking at, a drop into here and trade back into that 0.27 level. And as I pointed out, I wanted some kind of like shift above this swing high, and then probably a fair value gap, and then targeting those 15-20. Now I'll take you guys into the Nasdaq. So on Monday, the 25th, we opened here. That's when I was doing my analysis, right? When I was doing my analysis and where I was talking about those lows that it created and then falling lower, right? Falling lower on Monday, and it didn't actually trade above that Friday's crossment here with some kind of shift. It kept trading lower. It traded back into this new wake up gap. It shifted higher above that crossment, traded back into that fair value gap. And here's what's interesting. It traded right up around this level to 15.027.50, a little bit above it, and then close the week in this. So it's just kind of like interesting to see those analysis in advance and how they unfold. It didn't unfold, just as clearly as a picture, or like, okay, from here we shift the structure and then we take it, that was kind of like what I was expecting, early run on those buy side to close here. But there's also a reason why price didn't close up there. DXY, I've been pointing to this level a long time ago, the 105.884, which was the draws that I wanted price to go through on the weekly, and we did trade above this. We did close above the 105.884, which is a level that I pointed to last week. Don't take my word for it. Go watch last week market breakdown. You will see that I pointed to this level exactly, and then DXY got into that. And then for Nasdaq, I was pointing at this weekly objective. That's that low, and that's yellow shaded area, which is a weekly volume imbalance. I pointed to that as well, and then we did get there. Now, fast forward today, which is the 30th. Today, which is the 30th, right? And then October tomorrow. Here's my views on DXY. My views on the market as we are going into it. So looking here, we're looking at DXY weekly time frame. What we are noticing is that we do have a weekly CB, which is a fair value gap here. We do have an all high. We just take out a high here. Going into this week, what should we expect? Where is price likely to go? This is kind of tricky because we just take out a huge swing high. In February, we traded into this volume imbalance, and you can see how aggressive price was. Price moved lower aggressively in February. It did the same thing, in October last year. That means that this is a high level of resistance, and we finally trade above it. I don't think price is just gonna continue open and continue to go up, which I'm eventually bullish. I'm looking maybe to see a rate about the 108. It's not actually 108. It's 107. I think 730 level. So just a typo because you can see 108 is here and then somewhere below it. I would like to see a run up there, a run above those level. But I'm not expecting that to happen this week. This week we do have NFP, we do have Powell that is talking on Wednesday, we do have CPI, we do have unemployment claims. So those are a lot of high impact news that is going to come into the market. Personally, I am not trading it this week. I am not touching the market. I am not going to put any single trade because I know that there's a high chance for me to take a loss or be in a range bound market, consolidating market, which I don't like being in, right? So what can we realistically expect going into this week? Going into this week, I'm looking at the consequential crossman of last week, which was the high, the 50% of the weeks that was created last week. And I'm expecting something like we trade up into this quasi-current encroachment, but kind of like just ideally I would like to see it open, trade back into this quasi-current encroachment, maybe a little bit above it, actually don't take this high, and then consolidate to just close somewhere here around this level. Then next week it opens, give us at least a weekly BC, a weekly fair value gap that we can trade into, and then we take out this high, and then we take out this high. Ideally, that's what I want to see in the market. I don't make the market. The market is gonna do whatever it wants to do. I just read the market and have my expectation. So as we can look here on DX on the daily, we trade back into this monthly volume imbalance. And so right now we're between the monthly volume balance and the weekly consequent encroachment. Going into next week, I think we'll maybe have like some kind of like range bound between this level, and until we close outside of this level, below or above, I am not gonna have any bias into the market. I'll be neutral. On the long term, I'm bullish on dollar, and that's the 107 level that I was pointing to. On the long term, I'm bullish on dollar. We'll see what it does this week. I will advise not to touch the market this week. And on top of that, this is just for entertainment purpose only. We're just looking at market. We're speculating. Market can do whatever it wants. If you put your money in it, you will lose. And just be careful, right? Here we look at Nasdaq on ES. ES, like I said before, I pointed out to this inversion fair value gap to this weekly fair value gap. If you haven't seen that before, you check the last video. I talk about everything that's happened here, around here, and around here, which was last week, which was a week before last week, and this is last week. Now, last week, as you can see, I have a couple level 0.82. I was looking at the low of this, well, not the low, this weekly fair volume imbalance, but actually my weekly objective was the low of this inefficiency, which is a higher time frame inefficiency that I was looking into. On a daily, as I pointed out, it was more of a reversal week, kind of like a small range bound week than we expected. It opened, this is Friday of the week prior to the week that just finished. So it trade up to the consequent encroachment of that Friday, trade lower into this volume imbalance and into the weekly volume imbalance around the consequent encroachment, trade lower into this fair value gap as well, and trade back up into Monday's consequent encroachment, which is a Monday candle that it opens on, and trade a little bit above it, and then close around the weekly objective that I was pointing to. And I think the index may want to move a little bit more. So probably, ideally, what I, Menelik, want to see in ES is to see a return into this CB. At least all the way here, that will be a good level for me as we are going into next week. And then from there, I will look for maybe a delivery back into this level, because I'm still bullish on the dollar and there are still much more things to happen. So you're not sure. Like, we just deliver to levels that we have been or objectives that we have been looking for months. Now we cannot force the market. We just gotta wait and see what the market is going to do next. I'm not going to pick a bottom. I'm not going to pick a tops. But ideally, I would like to see a retracement here on ES. That's the weekly. And as for the daily, as you can see, probably a retracement back into this fair value gap. That would be great. And then from there, we'll see if it wants to get back here or below here or below these lows. So that's ES. So just like I said on ES, it's just pretty much the same thing. I talk about the inversion fair value gap. I talk about this daily fair value gap, which we already traded through. I explained all of that in the last video. And past this level, all this level already. So last week, as you can see, the week is really just open, big week up, big week down. On Nasdaq, I think on Nasdaq we might want to get back into this inefficiency, which is a CB. Just like on ES, we may want to get back into here by next week and then expand lower to actually close below this equal lows, because that's 3 times the market comes into this level and it has just wicked, and we can consider that as level of stops, sell stops. So ideally, I would like to see a retracement higher on Nasdaq into this fair value gap, and then from there I would like to see a close below here, maybe around below 14.88, after this week closes, and then maybe 14.76. So that's my bias on Nasdaq. I want to see Nasdaq open, probably go up a little bit, back into this level, back into this level, to trade up into this level, maybe up to this cross encroachment, and from there look for this sell side. So yeah, this is it for the video. It was a quick video. Hopefully you like the video. Hopefully it is insightful. Hopefully it gives you an idea of like where price might go in the upcoming weeks. And I try to make this video as raw as possible in ways that I understand the market, and just sharing how I've used the things. So that's pretty much it. So like you guys saw, you can join the Telegram. This is where I post analysis throughout the week, like the day-to-day stuff that I'm doing analysis on. And right now it is free, so you can join, and it will be much appreciated. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed and you learned something from it, and then subscribe to the channel. Right now it's growing slowly. Hopefully we can get to 200, 300, who knows, maybe 1,000. So I appreciate you guys supporting the channel and also supporting the content, commenting, asking questions, all this kind of stuff. So hopefully we'll make it. Hopefully we'll become profitable and successful trader. I'm on my own journey. That's why I'm sharing those stuff. Hopefully it touches you, it helps you, and then you are learning from me as well, as I'm learning. So hopefully, until next time, my friend, I wish you safe trading. Be careful. The week that is coming up, it's heavy in terms of news in the market, and we just hit some good level, and we had a lot of liquidity, so things might consolidate. So just be careful of how you trade this week. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Until next time, my friend, I wish you safe trading and peace.